one point I want to make, is that all of us are going to have responsibilities to get this economy moving again. And when I saw an article today indicating that Wall Street bankers had given themselves $20 billion worth of bonuses, the same amount of bonuses as they gave themselves in 2004, at a time when most of these institutions were teetering on collapse and they are asking for taxpayers to help sustain them. And when taxpayers find themselves in the difficult position that if they don't provide help, that the entire system could come down on top of our heads, that is the height of irresponsibility. It is shameful. And part of what we're going to need is for the folks on Wall Street who are asking for help to show some restraint and show some discipline and show some sense of responsibility.
Oh.
You know, the American people understand that we've got a big hole that we've got to dig ourselves out of, but they don't like the idea that people are digging a bigger hole even as they're being asked to fill it up.
All right, that little soundbite we played right before the break where Obama speaks out against the $20 billion worth of bonuses these predatory, vampiric bastards paid themselves out of money that supposedly we all kicked in under the Bush crime family's firm and loving hand. We kicked it in order to prevent these businesses that are too big to fail from failing. And what did they do? $20 billion in bonuses. Do you know what $20 billion would do for schools or children's health care or, I don't know, medical research or people who are homeless or people on Medicaid who desperately need kidney transplants or whatever? You know what $20 billion would do? What are these rapacious bastards going to do with the $20 billion, huh? Buy another jet? Take another cruise? Spend more money on another house? Another 140,000 square foot mansion someplace? This is the kind of stuff, if it continues, and Barack Obama may have got elected just in time because this is the stuff that bloody revolutions are made from. This sort of thing. When income disparity reaches these levels, you don't believe me? Ask the French. Ask them what happened in the 1790s. Go anywhere. Look at your own history book. You know exactly what we're talking about here. All right? So Obama, the bit we played is 1 minute and 23 seconds of airtime. That's it. Now, how much of what he said in that minute 23 that we just played for you did you hear on network newscasts or on cable newscasts? I'm not talking about if one of them carried the entire speech live. I'm talking about as it became a news clip, because not everybody can plunk their ass down in front of a television all day and catch everything that CNN or MSNBC may put out there. So of the minute 23, how much made it to the nightly news? Give up? 17 seconds. How much made it to the cable news channels during the day, other than live coverage, if it even occurred? I don't know. How much made it? 20 seconds? 25? A minute 23 for Barack Obama to make a very clear, concise declaration of fact. He says, one point I want to make is that all of us are going to have responsibilities to get this economy moving again. You see, there we go again. There's another communist slogan. All of us are going to have responsibilities, right? That's communism to the likes of the pigman, the drug-addled, obese, snot-eating Rush Limbaugh, who sends his housekeeper out to score drugs for him, who is now the spokesperson, the head of the Republican Party, Michael Steele be damned. Is that his name, Michael? I don't even know. I really don't care. I think it's Michael. The real head of the Republican Party is a drug-addled freak named Rush Limbaugh. So, as Rush Limbaugh will tell you, anytime that you hear the phrase, all of us are going to have responsibilities, well, now that's communism. That's communism. And when he says folks on Wall Street who are asking for help to show some restraint and show some discipline and show some a sense of responsibility, he says that's what we're going to need. Well, that's communism. You see, because the folks on Wall Street or the investment community on the controlling end or the financial services industry, they are beyond, you see, the law. They are beyond law that's on the books in terms of criminal law, but they're also beyond economic law, the laws of economics. They exist someplace else. They can set up Ponzi schemes. They can sell instruments that are worth a pile of owl crap. They can convince people to buy debt. They can convince people to go into debt, horrendous debt. There is nothing honorable about the financial industry or the financial services industry or the banking industry in this country. Nothing is honorable about it. Nothing. Not a thing. You want honor in the flow and control of money? Take a look at credit unions. Jesus, I'm drawing blank after blank tonight. It must be, I don't know. It must be all those drugs I did when I was in my 20s. But take a look at a credit union, how a credit union operates. Banks are predatory. Credit unions are part of a community. I've said this a million times before. But if you think for one moment, that the financial services industry has the interest of the little investor at heart. Well, Mike, what about investing in stocks? That's wonderful. No, that's called gambling. That's called a casino. Do you really honestly believe that the stock market flows up and flows down based on investment capitalization ratio of debt to profit and loss, to the productivity of the company, all that stuff that we were taught in school? Do you think that's how the stock market works? If you do, you're a goddamn fool, and you deserve to be fleeced, just like the rest of the sheep. That's not how the stock market works at all. It is run by people who know how to manipulate it. Let's make a profit today and a loss tomorrow. You see, but eventually it gets out of control, as it has gotten out of control. The huge investors, the huge individual investors, I'm not talking about the institutional investors, they take a bath too. They take a beating too. Just like everybody I know, everybody, myself including, my little 401k, or what was it? Was that a 401? No, it wasn't a 401k. What was it? What did I have? IRAs that were invested in emerging market funds and domestic market. And when I finally hit 35 or 40% losses this year, my accountant said, "Get out!" And I did, because of my age. Somebody in their 20s or 30s might be able to last another 30 years until it comes back up, but not moi. I don't have that much time left. So anyone who thinks that the little investor, people like me, who only wound up in the market because we had 401ks back in the day when they were matched by your employer. And when you leave the employment, you have to roll it into something. So you roll it into an IRA, and the IRA goes into a fund, into an investment fund. And we just kind of forgot about it. We'd get our statements every, Kathy, every 90 days or whatever. And I started noticing, Jesus God, it's disappearing. Don't ever think that you, as a small investor, have anything to say about how the stock market works, because you don't. Just put your money down and watch the croupier spin the wheel.